I think we need to teach, preach, and encourage one another with the theology of uncomfortable grace, because often God's grace comes to us in uncomfortable forms. There are a lot of people out there who are sort of afraid of the Old Testament and don't really think there's anything for them there. There are wonderful, encouraging gospel themes in the Old Testament. You see who God is. You see His love, His power, His zeal for His redemptive plan, His zeal for His people. You see yourself revealed there, and the ways that every person who's ever taken a breath needs God's grace. It's just wonderful, and I would encourage you to, again, spend time in the Old Testament. We find ourselves in what is called the Minor Prophets, and if you would read quickly through the Minor Prophets, you would say, well, this is really pretty repetitive. What has impressed me is there's a unity of theme through all of these prophetic writings, yet there's a specificity of content that meets the needs of the moment and the audience of the moment. And isn't that the way God works in our lives as well? We all experience the beauty of His grace, but we experience it in very, very different ways. God meets us exactly where we are. Now we're in Amos. I would subtitle Amos, Mercy Produces Mercy. And it's clear in Amos that God's plan for His people is not just to claim them and forgive them when they mess up, but to transform them, that they would become His people, not just by means of His choosing, but demonstrated by the way they live. They live like they're the people of God. And what you see in Amos, surprising in a book about mercy, is the harsh hand of the Lord. I want to read to you from Amos 4. I gave you cleanness of teeth in all your cities and lack of bread in all your places. I withheld rain from you when there were yet 3 months to the harvest. I sent rain to one city and no rain to another city. One field would have rain, and the field on which it did not rain would wither. I struck you with blight and mildew, your many gardens and vineyards, your fig trees and olive trees, the locusts devoured. I sent among you a pestilence after the manner of Egypt, and I killed your young men with the sword and carried away your horses, and I made the stench of your camp go up in your nostrils. I overthrew some of you as God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, and you were a brand plucked out of the burning. Now you think, who would follow a God that's that harsh? Well, the refrain is the giveaway. I did this, but you did not return to me. I did this, but you did not return to me. I did this, but you did not return to me. The harsh hand of the Lord is at once His hand of restorative mercy. God brings those difficult things to His people so that they would return to Him and then know His life, His hope, His grace. You see, God's mercy doesn't always come to us in comfortable forms. I think we need to teach, preach, and encourage one another with the theology of uncomfortable grace, because often God's grace comes to us in uncomfortable forms. And the reason you have that harsh mercy is because God is dissatisfied with the way His people are living. He charges leaders from being uncaring, celebrating their wealth and their power while the rest of their people are suffering. You see, God's mercy is not just forgiving mercy, it's transformative mercy. And so He will bring hard things our way in order to mold us into His image, to mold us into the people of God.